The Supreme Court will hear a PIL today filed by Social Action Forum and ANR. The PIL seeks to have a uniform policy of registration of FIR, arrest and bail in cases under Section 498A of the IPC. The Supreme Court will hear a PIL today which seeks monitoring of the implementation of Coastal Regulation Zone (CRZ) Act. The Supreme Court ruled that the protection of the Vembanand Lake in Kerala, which was undergoing severe environmental degradation due to increased human interventions, was a matter of serious concern for Kerala as well as the country. The court had earlier observed that the lake should be saved as it supports a large aquatic biodiversity and acts as an important habitat for migrating birds. The court is monitoring the steps taken by the government in the lake and islands as a whole, steps taken to restore the illegally reclaimed banks of the lake, steps taken to avert pollution, etc. The Supreme Court will take up today the hearing of the case related to Sahara Group chief Subrat Roy's release from the jail. Earlier, on the last hearing on May 11th, the Apex Court had extended Roy's parole till July 11th. On May 6th, the court had allowed Roy and Ashok Roy Chaudhary, his brother-in-law, granted 4-week parole to perform the last rites of Roy's mother. A PIL regarding honour killing will be taken up by the Apex Court today. Earlier, the Law Commission had proposed a bill called the Prohibition of Interference with the Freedom of Matrimonial Alliances Bill, which intends to check honour killings. It aims to criminalise the intimidation of consenting adults by kangaroo courts for same-gotra marriages, inter-caste, inter-community and inter-religious marriages. Supreme Court to hear appeals filed by convicts of Nirbhaya gang rape case today. When the matter was last heard on April 4, 2016, the court had directed that we will hear it like a trial court and you can place on record whatever evidence you have. We will give you a patient hearing, let time be consumed. Court had also appointed 2 amicus curiae for 2 of the convicts. The PIL filed by Indian Young Lawyers Association and others challenging the ban of entry of women aged between 10 and 50 in Sabrimala Temple, Kerala, would be heard by the Apex Court today. The Bombay High Court will hear today a petition of Rabia Khan, mother of deceased actress Jia Khan, who allegedly committed suicide. She had contended that her daughter was killed. However, the CBI has submitted a report before the court that it did not find any proof which suggests that Jia was killed. The Bombay High Court will take up the case of NCP leader Pankaj Bhujbal today, who has sought stay on the execution of the non-bailable warrant issued against him in Prevention of Money Laundering Act case. The Allahabad High Court's Lucknow bench will hear a PIL today which seeks the termination of the membership of Patti's Vidhan Sabha MLA Ram Singh Patel. The Supreme Court will hear a case involving 72,825 trainee teachers in Uttar Pradesh today. The Supreme Court will hear a petition on granting the Aligarh Muslim University the status of minority institution. The centre earlier in its petition had said that AMU will function as a national university and not as a minority institution. The 2G Special Court today will hear a petition in Aircel Maxis case involving former Telecommunications Minister Dayanidhi Maran, his brother Kalanidhi Maran and his wife. Earlier, taking cognizance of the charge sheet by the Enforcement Directorate, the court had directed Marans to appear in court for hearing. ED had blamed the Marans for taking the bribe of Rs 742 crores. The Uttarakhand High Court will hear a petition today regarding the appointment of Advocate General in Uttarakhand. The Madhya Pradesh government will file its reply in contempt case in Supreme Court for not ensuring parity in pay of 48,000 daily wage workers as compared to 4th-class workers in the state. The local district court in Noida will hear a case related to Akhlaq murder in Bisada village. The court can conclude after hearing as to whether a case should be registered against Akhlaq's family under Cow Slaughter Act of Uttar Pradesh. The Allahabad High Court will hear a reply through affidavit from District Magistrate Balia. The matter involves an education mafia which had taken recognition for one institution but used that recognition for several other institutions. Without recognition, how so many institutions are functioning, the court had asked. The High Court of Allahabad will hear a case involving acquisition of land in Salarpur village at Sector 107, Noida.